day YouTube, Steve716 here. So just a little different video today, but I also own a hybrid BMW, which is the 2017 f30e, and I've had this car now for I don't know, 8 or 9 months, and for reasons I purchased the car was I work very local, so it's a 20-mile round trip, and I thought this will be ideal because the electric distance on these is stated as in between 18 and 25 miles. So yeah, I can literally get to work and back on electric, and also it's free road tax as well, so there's no charge for using it on the roads in the UK. So I thought, yeah, ideal. And it's took me quite a while to get used to the driving modes in this car and the best way to use it. And there's a few different setups you can use. So I'm just going to recommend the way I use it. And I'm not saying it's the best way, but it's the way I've found to get the maximum range, charge and fuel economy out of the vehicle. So let's go and have a look. So here we are, guys. Excuse me. It's my 2017 f30e. It's the f30, and it's pretty much standard car. I've had the vinyl side decoys put on, the carbon rear spoiler, and also the carbon wing mirror covers. So she's charged up overnight, as I normally do. Also got the carbon front splitter as well. Can't really see it because of the sun. But anyway, let's jump inside and I'll show you what driving modes I tend to use. So now I've unplugged the car, I might be able to show you guys. Right, I've got in the car, so start car. So she's ready, and I'm low on fuel, so I've got a range of 44 miles, and that's with petrol and electric. So I'm on 100%, as you can see. Right, I've coded this car so it starts always in Eco Pro mode, as you can see, Eco Pro. So Eco Pro is, you know, you can drive in electric. You can go up to, once you get up to 50 miles an hour, the petrol engine will kick in, it will automatically come on. The only way to make the petrol motor come on in Eco Pro mode before 50 mile an hour is to put your foot down. So if you want some extra power, to put your foot down or use the paddles to engage the engine. But it will always cut off the petrol engine if you're under 50 miles an hour. So yeah, ideally, in a perfect world, I'd like the petrol engine to come on at 40 miles an hour. I think that's far more suitable for the car. So when you're in Eco Pro mode, it will only charge when you come down to 40 miles an hour. If you're at 60 miles an hour, 70 or 80 or whatever, and you take your foot off the gas or accelerator, it will coast until you get to 40 miles an hour. The engine will cut off and it will coast. It will not charge, it will just coast. So as soon as you get to 40, you'll see this little needle go into the charge, and it'll start charging when you're under 40 miles an hour. So that's the Eco Pro. So if you put it into comfort, so it's come on as comfort, it's exactly, well, it's pretty much the same. The petrol engine will only kick in at over 50 miles an hour, or if you put your foot down, or if you use the paddles. Excuse me. You can engage your petrol engine by using the paddles, but again, it'll cut off if you're going under 50 miles an hour. But in comfort mode, it will not coast. It will charge whatever speed you're doing. So if you're doing 40 mile an hour, you take your foot off the gas, it will charge. The engine will cut off, but it will charge. It won't coast. It just won't coast. Won't coast in comfort mode. So for charging, better. Yeah. And the charge is stronger. The regen is stronger as well. In Eco Pro mode, I forgot to mention, the regen is quite weak when you're doing under 40 miles an hour. So just bear that in mind. So you put it in sport mode. The engine, petrol engine, is automatically engaged straight away. It'll cut. The only time it'll cut off is when you stop at traffic lights or a junction or whatever. That's the only time the petrol engine will cut off. So you can be driving 10, 15, 20, whatever miles an hour, and it'll be petrol only. But I've found in sports mode, this is the best way to regen your battery, recharge your battery. For sure. The regen is a lot stronger in sports mode, and it regens whatever speed you're doing when you take your foot off the gas. So I personally, on longer journeys, always use sports mode, and I can regen some battery for town use if need be. And to be honest with you, the car is a completely different car in sports mode. It feels so much more responsive. The steering's are tighter. You just get more feedback as well, and it sounds nice as well. And if you want to go, if you want to put your foot down and go, it will go, I'll tell you. But just be careful. Obviously, when you do put your foot down, you want some power. You're going to use some electricity, because it will use the electric motor as well to give you extra power. So, but you know, if you're going along a motorway or the highway or wherever, and you're doing 70, 80 mile an hour, and you want to get some battery charge, you know, you take your foot off and you're going to get some half decent regen in sports mode. Okay, so that's those three modes, these three. So now you got your auto drive. So the computer does everything for you. It will cut the engine at 50 mile an hour, below 50 mile an hour, and put it into electric. Unless you're in sports mode, then the petrol will stay on permanently. Max eDrive is what it is. Pure electric. Literally will not use a petrol engine. I've not actually tried to stick my foot down hard and see if a petrol engine does kick in. I'm not sure if it does or not. But I've been up to 80 miles an hour in Max eDrive. And the same again, if you've got it in Max eDrive, it's probably best to have it in comfort. I normally generally have it in comfort or sport as well, because the feedback is better in sport in Max eDrive.
It feels a better car to drive, to be perfectly honest. And the regen again is a lot stronger. If you have it in Eco Pro mode in Max eDrive, it will not regen until you're under 40 mile an hour, the same as what it generally is normally. You know, it'll coast until you get to 40, then it'll start charging. Unless you dab the brake a bit, you know, then you'll get some regen. But that's that. And save, I would stay clear of save, to be honest with you. I wouldn't use it. There's absolutely no point whatsoever in using the save mode. The only time I'd ever use save mode is if the battery is above 92% and you will not charge the battery using save mode. The only way you'll charge it above 92 is through regen. Once the battery is below 92%, say 80%, and you put it in save mode, you're going to start charging that battery, and your MPG is going to rock bottom. It's just not worth it. It really isn't worth it. So I'd highly advise not to use save unless your battery is above 92%. Then it will not charge your battery, and you can save a charge for a later date when you get to a city or whatever you want to do. So avoid save like the rash. If you want to recharge your battery and get some regen, use sports mode and get some regen with that. So yeah, that's the 3 driving modes. And I generally leave it in auto drive when I use my trip to work. Sometimes use a little bit of petrol, but I've noticed with these, when it's an Eco Pro mode, you've got a better dial here to see what electricity you're using. And if you're going slow, you can actually keep this needle on the neutral position and the battery is actually recharging in that position there. And you're still getting a little bit of pull forward. Not a great deal, but it's not braking, if you know what I mean. So it's a real fine line on the throttle, because the throttle on these are really sensitive. So if you can aim to keep this marker on the neutral position when you're going around town and stuff, or you know, or you want to slow down very slowly, try and keep that marker in the neutral position. I've found that works well, and you get a little bit further distance out of it, and you also get some recharge as well. So it's a very fine touch on the throttle to keep that marker in that neutral position where you get some regen as well. So all in all, I've thoroughly enjoyed the car. It's been it's been good, and to be honest with you, even when you're using sports mode and you're cruising along at 70 mile an hour, I'm still returning late 40s to the gallon, sometimes the 50s. So it's really good. The only time, obviously, if you put your foot down in this car, it's going to drink. It does drink your fuel, but it has got combined BHP of 265, I believe, with the electric and the petrol. So yeah, it's got some oomph to it, and it's proper torquey. So that's my experience with these driving modes, and I'm sure there's some guys out there who find a better way to use it, or may correct me and think, oh my god, I wouldn't do that, or this or that, or whatever. But that's how I've found, and that's how I've got on best with the car. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope that's been of some use to some of you 330e owners out there on the f30. But that is the best way I found to use a car. So that's my opinion. It's only my opinion, you know. If you guys know a better way, then go for it. So oh yeah, I'm a big SpaceX fan, by the way. So congratulations to SpaceX on the Crew Dragon docking and the launch. It was absolutely fantastic. I loved it. Anyway, it's a different story. So thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you find that video of some use, and hopefully the next video will be of my new stealth bomber. So catch you laters.